That was also
the difference in our excitement was very tangible there, Kobe.
That was also one that they added to his repertoire.
Yes, yes. It looked good. He had a great game.
Still has flashes, should be fine, but Tarzan's got some time to work with, so.
Skywing, very close to the wall there, immediately gonna get knocked back with the arcane smash and just deleted.
Maybe should not be fine. It's just Flash gets the kill, immediately gets the objective. And as I said up before this, he had the full time because all his camps are cleared. So this is as efficient as you get. The first one is cleanly taken without smite by Jinja, so he still has smite to secure another one. Just Q smite that one, 2 for sure. 2 for sure, 3 for sure. Kled's not coming, Kled's not coming.
And that is CFO being first to that top wave, right? Getting pushed first. So Doggo and Kaiwing could move down first as well as...
you know, seeing the Nami finally join as well on top side, they're able to finish off the bottom side cross-map objective play. Your fight is just massive in this game as well because of them. Here we go.
Ulti in, tanking the tower. Shanks caught out. Decimating smash not quite going to come through. Shanks, one more stack of the Cyclone as they start to spin right on top of him. Run warp there, but Junja, crushing blow, just takes him down.
Beautiful surgical dive there from CFO on top side. Mid lane as well, the pressure, but...
Forced to ulti, but almost able to threaten a kill onto Doggo. Is forced to use the barrier in the end, but they get the heal out from Kaiwing too.
So nicely done from CFO. Even though your tower is traded on the bottom side, you make the early move, you get the kill there, and mid lane was able to apply a little bit of pressure as well, but still fairly even. Towers just traded.
Hold the thought. Doggo stepping up, massive damage on the Foss Bomb. Here comes Honkyu. Tarzan's got nowhere to go. Twisted advance to get him out a little bit extra healing, but Honkyu snipes the kill.
Plus, I get the extra pick. While they're doing Rift Herald, they get the kill free. Here onto Tarzan. Tarzan, no flash either.
I mean, no ult for the Yunara. They just don't do enough damage. Kyle forced to rocket belt out away from Doggo. CFO using these spikes beautifully. And I gotta say, they've just been a step ahead. CFO can
finish it off.
CFO and Honkyu pushing in the mid wave are gonna finish it off. Opens up so much of the map for them. Wandering in, hoping to catch out Hope. Kyle off to the side. Ulti out from Honkyu. Zoning away. Kyle getting his flash before the big fight is going to be big, but here's the response. The charge now coming out. Ulti from Tarzan. They see a window of opportunity. Tidal wave response. Vondra into the back line. Junja immediately backing up. Doggo for now untouched. Vondra zoned away. Forced to flash away from the bubble. Doggo stepping up. Junja, the reset on the Cyclone just in time. Vondra's got him on a rope, but I don't think that's where he wants to be. Honkyu with the follow. CFO take the fight.
CFO are flying.
CFO turn it right back, not scared whatsoever. Ulti for Kyle's flash, knowing there's no return. Honkyu, the tiniest bit of mana, 30, almost flawlessly calculated to get him through that fight. And CFO, they were in control, but they were behind on Drake's. Now they've just got
from him, and that's why I credit Honkyu with going to attack him. You know, you force out the flash, you force out the proto belt.
And again, heads up, we've seen this for Doggo because you can see if that was a Jarvan, if that was something else. Hold that thought, charge on the way in. Tarzan trying to bully his way forward. Doggo already used the cleanse, locked up for a moment. Vondra right into the back line, but Rest is here to respond. Doggo for now untouched. Vondra demounted and running. 5K on the Otacon. Honkyu popping off with the ultimate. It's a tidal wave across the entire team fight, and he catches Kyle. Crucially, but Honkyu about to fall. Invisible for a moment, the side step. Otacon might finish him off. It's a roll more bid coming in for the meantime, and Shanks, but he's not quite sure where he wants to be. Shanks into the back line, but it's Shanks who goes into the tower and will fall. Otacon resetting. Tarzan and AL on the retreat, and it's CFO again making their mark on Summoner's Rift, finding the fight on the top side of the map as Junja spins after Tarzan and takes down the AL jungler. Behind the ball, behind the play. Close, but not able to finish out. It'll take a bit of time, but Otacon is theirs. The gold lead is theirs. The advantages just continue to grow.
Man.
And again, CFO so good at capitalizing on the split-second decisions, these tiny moments. AL, it looks like they're all going at the same time. No, Shanks is a little bit further back, so they don't hesitate to dive in. Doggo knows that the damage from Tarzan and Kyle on one flank isn't enough to kill him, so he is in the face. Has access to the ulti. CFO committed to this objective. Hope's ulti is going to be a big cooldown to keep track of. 6K, objective getting lower. Tarzan ready with the flash to go over the wall. Rest zoning on the side. That's a TP in. Honkyu immediately going to kick the fight off. Hope immediately going to ult, but Honkyu manages to find a way out. Tidal wave for the disengage. Shanks now going golden. KIL now going in, manages to find the pop on him, but it's just not enough damage. But Hope remains untouched, crucially. However, they just cannot find a kill. Pushback coming in, CFO holding the line, forcing AL away from the objective, but the worm still stands.
Ooh, these clones from both sides providing the escapes here. So no, stops the recalls, dismounts the Kled.
Ooh. It's continuing to step up. Tarzan is incredibly low. They can just force this. They know that Tarzan needs to reset, but do they feel like they have the damage to burst this down quick enough? The answer is yes.
They feel like it, but is it true? Rise has Realm Warp. He could Realm Warp his team closer.
CFO betting a ton on this play. Kyle still waiting off to the side. They know almost all of the ultis are missing. Flandra has his, as does
Maokai
Shanks. Maokai Q Smite! Tarzan gets it! Flawless read, Kobe's the fight now breaks out. Flandra off to the side, Rest isolated, but Junja is still standing. AL got the worm now, they need to get to the fight. Hope continuing to step forward. CFO forced back. They thought they had the damage, but the math was wrong. Flandra in the midst of the entire team, ready to demount, continuing to go, finding a hell of a lot of courage now in this late game fight because it's Hope and AL. Realm warped into the back line, but Rest says we're gonna get something back.
There's only one survivor for AL. It's Shanks, and Hongq
goes in, takes him down.
They wipe every down. He does a lot of burst damage, enough so that Rest can then finish off the kill by flashing forward.
And then flank angles of their own. So hard to get that creative Maokai angle that you mentioned earlier. So both sides just continue to poke. Doggo still walking forward with a lot of confidence, but has to give a little bit more respect as ulti now coming in for Flandra. Immediate TP coming on the backside. That's Hongq on the way to the fight. He does have the ulti up and available. Tidal wave going in. Hongq coming back. Ulti just in time. Wants to take down Shanks, but doesn't quite have the hard CC. Shanks manages to make it out. But Rest keeps driving forward as Hope falls. Tarzan and Kyle on the backline, but all of the damage is gone. Tarzan will not be enough. Kyle finally finds the engage, but it's too little. It's too late because it's Junja moving in the whirlwind there. AL crumbling. Flandra comes back into the fight just in time to watch AL fall to pieces. The Quadra coming in for Doggo. CFO dominate game one.
The Oysters look exceptional today. CFO are gonna march on the Nexus Towers.
And it's gonna take a second because there's no way.
The minions are gonna follow shortly.
But it's 12 seconds to Kyle, it's 23 seconds to Hope. It's not enough. CFO moved better around the map, fought better, out executed. 5-0-11 for Hongq, Quadra for Doggo. Kyle is not enough. CFO. This is nice too.
More offensive look though.
Heavy debate. They opt for, I think Ezreal's kind of the, the safe choice. Obviously just helps you get away, but instead opting for the Lucian alongside the Braum can be a lethal duo.
Yeah, I love the mobility. Well, you're facing the...
Often with the Ziggs, you can take control of the lane early on, but Braum is just so good into these melee options. It makes it hard for Kyle to do much, and Junja can commit to the dive, moves in, after charge doesn't do a whole hell of a lot. 3 markup, that's 4 on the concussive blows. Kaiwing now moving out, tower angle flawlessly traded, no one nearby to punish.
Later.
And ready with the wind becomes lightning. Shanks level 6, so is Hongq. 800, Smite gonna finish it. Kyle wants to keep the fight going. Junja isolated off to the side, but it's Hongq immediately diving in on top of Tarzan, trying to stop any fall. But now it's a 3v2 in the river. Hongq absorbing so much pressure, likely gonna cost him his life, but he manages to take one with him. CFO grabbed the objective, likely to take down Kyle as well. 1-for-1 trade thus far on top of the Drake. Flandra doesn't hit the ult! It's so close, pixels away. Kaiwing, they managed to go right back in. Kyle holding on for an extra second. Feet of warfare there. Kaiwing right in the back of the pit. He's a dead man walking, doesn't have a flash. They're gonna take a bit more time and clean him up, but my God, what a start to game 2.
Was that anti? They're gonna finish the burst on this one.
Finish the burst. Rest ready to contest. Doggo waiting off to the side. Coling up and available. That's Junja coming down from the stars. Tarzan isolated face first with Rest. It's going to be a tough fight, but in comes the public execution on the backside. Down goes Rest. Kyle going to take the kill. Another one going to fall as Kaiwing gets taken out. Hongq versus Shanks in the bottom lane, but it might not matter. Tarzan's running for his life. Junja ready to finish that one off. Doggo gets it with a piercing light. Hongq will escape in the bot lane 1v1.
Okay, so +1 on the kills for CFO. The Pantheon ultimate allows the chase. Junja is able to force the fight. They get the extra kill. They're not going to get the extra grub, I don't think, yet, because the teleport from Leona. No. Yes?
Maybe.
So yeah. So
yes.
Leona did get the 1 grub, but Tarzan then goes back to collect the final.
Good for AL to have that damage here quite yet. Also, Ziggs ult was used in the mid lane, but with 4 people on the way,
no shroud.
Go in. Knows that he has to commit at least a little bit to get away. Wave being held. Instantaneous knockup. Nice back tap coming in from Honkyu. Redemption coming in. Healing there. They'll finally cut him down slightly before Honkyu. Honkyu has just now gotten his, but the level 2 on that shockwave can be devastating. So something that CFO have to respect is Rest isolating Flandra.
That was, I believe, I don't know if we saw it, but Flandra flashed.
Flandra flashed, equalizer down, and of course, no way to cancel the Mbessa TP, so I like the decision to chunk out there. However,
an easy setup for this Dragon number 3. And while Honkyu is pushing topside, CFO can just make the decision to give up Dragon number 3. They don't have to keep stacking them. It's the choice. Are we going to see it?
Not wanting to risk, I think, the full-on 5v5 without the setup, respecting side lanes, giving up mid lane in exchange for top lane. Will they concede the Drake?
Oh, he's teleporting. Here we go.
They do want the full fist fight. Kaiwin kicking things off, already exhausted. Off on the backside, it's Rez who's getting deleted, but he manages to go golden for a brief moment. Honkyu trying to immediately follow up. Tarzan isolated. Follow-up is there, but the ulti's keeping him safe. Honkyu immediately into the midst of the entire team as Flandra is forced back for a brief moment. Junja flashing in. Shockwave yanking him right back as Honkyu continues to live, but it's hope on the backside. Honkyu alive once again. Flandra re-engaging. The shield's keeping him standing. Flandra in the midst of the entire team. He manages to make it work.
What a fight! AL! Holy, okay. They get the extra flower petals. They get the Drake on top of it. Wow, what an amount of damage there in the flank. But the bomb with the extra wave clear here, they can set up for the bottom side of the map easily. You know, top side tower goes down.
Both sides knowing how crucial this Otacon is. That's the ulti coming in for Junja. Sees them in the pinch. Wants to go in. Tarzan using an ulti, but on an immediate shutdown. Honkyu trying to find his way onto Hope to make sure that no more damage can follow up. Flash forward, stun from Kyle, and they take down Honkyu. 4-man stack from CFO, though, still standing.
And if they bring Ziggs over...
has TP. Is immediately going to TP back to the fight. They need to be careful, though. Their resistances are getting shredded. Hope is going to hit like a truck. They're trying to zone Kaiwing out of the fight for a brief moment.
Burn it.
4K,
the patience, they let the patience.
Getting lower. Altin coming in from Flandre, immediately takes down one. TP coming in the meantime for the rest of AL. Flandre flashing back to get away from Doggo. Wants to turn the fight back. Doesn't have the shield up in time as Doggo gets one back in return. AL holding the bottom lane. Standing strong. They will not concede the Herald. The patience starting to run thin. And it looks like we're going to have to go one more time because Otacon's not out of this one yet.
Otacon has no set up for
one
this.
more time. Junja ulting again, rinse and repeat. We've seen this one before, but this time it's Hope who's been isolated. Hope trying to flash away, Rest off to the side. Hope blocked out the satchel, not nearly enough to keep him standing. That's the ulti from the Ziggs. Not having a whole hell of a lot of effect. Honkyu ready to retreat if need be, but Tarzan knows that he needs to follow. Equalizer to split the fight. They don't have tri-bush control. CFO, it's not a great angle to start. Rest is incredibly low, but they do have the man advantage. Instead, the Drake now set in their sights. Shanks moving in. Level 15 on the Orianna. The shockwave will hurt, but CFO refused to group. Doggo waiting over the wall. Coling to split the fight. Need to keep Tarzan away. 2K getting lower. Tarzan steals it, but Honkyu uses the Mega Blast Cone to get in. Instantly, he's suppressed by Flandra, denying the engage back in return.
They're going to force it.
Goes out from Kaiwing. Junja wants to try to find a way in, but AL have control of the tri-bush. That's Doggo, caught out, able to flash out to safety. AL continuing to chip away at these summoner spells, but their focus isn't on the objective. Junja gonna walk forward too. They're risking so much just to attempt to steal. Finding kills back now, he's knocked up, he's taken down. Tarzan grabs another. Patience resetting on Otacon. Rest about to fall, holding onto his life. Surely, AL get the objective.
Good focus from AL to go for kills and not over tunnel on the Otacon. Tarzan constantly looking for anyone stepping up from the side of CFO. They get the kill onto Junja, and they will finally, Dracos, get the Otacon.
That's the patient composure we were missing in game one from AL, playing for the kills, not giving the opportunity for any cheeky fast plays. CFO now, after the Otacon is taken, do respond with a tower of their own, but
focus from AL on attacking this Akali. Flandra and Tarzan have just had their eyes set on him, constantly getting these big engages onto the Taken and the Dragon being stolen by AL. And even with this tower going down, they're still slightly behind in gold.
Doggo chasing, poke damage onto Kyle. Be careful not to overcommit
Pantheon
here, but Junja might just be on the way, and he is. It's the Pantheon. Right to the back line. Aegis assault to block, and he fall off damage. Decent equalizer to kick things off, but Tarzan is relatively untouched. Honkyu in the midst. The team almost immediately gets taken down. Ulti from Flandra. So many low health bars. Flandra, Tarzan, and Shanks tear through CFO.
AL are gonna get that Baron. I don't think there's anything Junja can do about it. Flash not coming off cooldown. AL will strike back here in game two.
The re-engage is just so lethal. The confidence to start from CFO is good, but AL rain damage down. And the little bits of CC here that come through from Tarzan, from Flandre. It's just too much to deal with. The squishy members of CFO. AL in firm control, leveraging this Baron to its fullest potential here. Red Bull Baron power play.
Shanks with the 5k damage in that last fight, and Shanks is, if you consider a stacked up Dark Seal a real item, which is like, it's kind of a real item, and he's got the Blighting Jewel as well for it's like, it's kind of like a half item there. He's pretty full, and with the Baron buff, AL, they're not gonna let you breathe for very long. Taking down mid tower, inhibitor, under fire as well. The dragon is on the table, so after inhibitor, they're gonna go towards bottom side, take down that turret.
And there's not a lot of counterplay from CFO outside of forcing an engage, but it's AL who will force it first. Tarzan getting us kicked off, immediate knockup. Down goes Rest. CFO gonna retreat, holding the line for now, but again, AL have more range, better siege tool, more threat. CFO can only force a fight. It's their only recourse against the push, against the pressure that AL are putting down. Junja gonna kick things off. Wander still has the GA. Aegis assault to keep him standing for now. Will retreat. Ball pulled back as Honku tries to get a little bit more space. Dash back, but he still gets clipped. Doggo now running. Wind becomes lightning as he's caught out. Forced back into the fountain as AL determined to take us to game 3. Beautiful team fighting across the board. Honku shut down and denied time and time again. Rek'Sai is a pick that, I mean, we've seen Flandre on it before, right? Even if you fall behind, the champion can still be so obnoxious to play against, especially, again, Honku feels like the guy who has to be playing so safe. Doggo as well in the context of this series. And CFO and Kyle are respected.
I mean, you're not going to get away with this. Ocean Dragon slows as well, so it can be annoying to disengage from. Teleport comes down to fully commit, though, for CFO, and that's going to scare off the rest of AL. So good job fully committing.
Might be able to get one. That seems the most likely trade. AL immediately going to back away. I think that makes sense. No reason to commit to the fight once CFO are able to arrive. Just be happy with 2 that you basically got for free.
Okay, content with that. So 1 objective yet, and we'll have to wait another minute for the dragon. But
Shanks stunned, but a nice pullback means that
Alistar behind. Alistar headbutt.
Through. Kyle not quite able to get the angle. Rest flashing out, immediately going to pop the dominance. Tarzan coming to the wall. Rest very likely to fall. Q healing. That's the cold of meat, keeping him standing for an extra second. He wants to dash out, but down he goes. Shanks with first blood.
Very nice overstay there. Kyle, timing on that is actually important. You know, Junja goes for a little bit of a shorter release on the Q, so he doesn't get interrupted. But topside,
knock back on the Flandre. Has access to the tunnel, but not quite. Oh, he's going to be able to get in range, even with the healing reduction. Able to get enough help. Waiting over the wall, though. Who could it be? It's the buy. It's Junja. Flandre living for an extra second, but it'll be Honku grabbing the kill. Of course, in the meantime, the counter punch is coming through on the bottom to provide that threat, and now denying CS in bottom lane.
And you give the solo, you give the gold to the LeBlanc here. Quickly funnel this burst damage. So Shanks cashes in.
Flandre in the bottom lane does have access to the TP if he needs to come. Shanks hopping over the wall, looking for a bit of that poke. TP now coming in from Flandre. Skirmish line set up. Eyes on Doggo for that ulti. Honku dividing the fight with the wall, but Tarzan interrupts him with a pillar. Flick back onto Kyle is good. Flandre looking for the multi-man knockup. Doggo still standing, holding off that ultimate. 2 more seconds, but there the bullets go. Doggo grabbing the kill on Kyle. AL retreating, but they're not leaving quite yet. The curtains have been called. Doggo backing off, slowed for a brief moment. Junja splitting his attention, wants to finish the Herald, but Tarzan there, ready. A Q smite potential to come through, but Tarzan has no flash. CFO secure the Herald.
Doggo is the bigger carry here. They just melt through the front line. Alistar ult, don't care. They have a Talia. Put the rocks down, get the shove back, isolate the front target, just burn through them. Here we go.
Honku. Knock was there. Flandre's trying to do pretty good damage with the Tiamat. Shanks on the way in as well. Honku surely is just going to fall. That's the ulti from Flandre to get another one down. Joji wants to make it the hell out, but he can't. Tarzan flashing forward to body block. The Vault Breaker breaking absolutely nothing, and Shanks gets another.
Game 3 here. AL answer back. The Rift Herald will guarantee mid, and topside is guaranteed here from Honku, so tower collection time for CFO. Dragon collection time for AL.
Of course, when you look at both teams, the gold is very clear where the teams have advantage. Doggo 1.4k gold lead for himself. More healing reduction coming out. Second full item is going to be, and then it's Shanks. 2-0-1, 400 gold lead doesn't seem massive, but he's really going to start hurting here as Kyling's able to block most of the damage with the Celestial opposition. Now the Herald charge going to come through. Waiting, the interrupt isn't quite there. Instantaneous ulti coming in from Doggo. CFO don't hesitate to pull the trigger, and it might just be 2 quick kills in the blink of an eye. Shank's trying to give him more damage down, but Junja is still standing.
That is so well coordinated again from CFO. Just as they kill the tower, Junja's already pre-ulting on Vi. They get the lockdown for the Misfortune ultimate, and 2 towers taken for CFO.
And this is so incredibly important to break open mid like this, to decrease the first damage comes through. So much of that impact is going to be mitigated. Doggo walking in, he has the Bloodthirster, not afraid to tank some of his damage. Big chunk onto Hope. It is the Jhin, he can't stay in the back line, but we'll have to be careful. TP coming in from behind of CFO.
Camp that telly.
Ball breaker ready to go, trying to jump in onto Flandre. Flandre immediately retreating, wall splitting the entire fight. Hongq knocked away, curtain call coming out. Last bullet not quite gonna connect. One more coming in for Hope, but he can't get anything done. Ulti from Doggo doesn't do too much work, and it's Riverest who might be in trouble. Kyle backing away, 3K on the objective. All comes down to the smite on the Otacon. Ulti in to make sure he gets the pin. It's getting lower and lower. Who gets it in the end? AL keeping the fight going, but no! It's Tarzan in the clutch who manages to take the Otacon. Flandre with the foul up, the double, make it a triple, and Shanks to run down Kaiwing as AL get everything.
AL, they put their able to finish off the kill the front line, and follow through with the fight.
And now, this is what makes AL's composition so terrifying. Once they're in the driver's seat, there's just no top of the smite fight. And AL, who dominate the exchange, it was CFO with almost 4,000 gold in their advantage. Doggo almost 2K individually. Now starting to even up here as AL looking good in this mid game.
They certainly are. Dragon number 3 on top of the Otacon for AL. And now, the stacks that we were keeping track
of. For the
of.
first time, gets to do the LeBlanc thing. Moves in with support, they lay down vision, he can hide in the darkness, but instead it's Junja hiding in the darkness. Nice start onto Tarzan, but he's staying standing for an extra second. The full channel on the ulti as Doggo gets the kill. The pillar doesn't quite connect, and now it might be Kyle in trouble. Shanks waiting over the wall, trying to take down Doggo, but Doggo has the healing to stay standing. Shanks not able to get the kill down. Flandre, they want the follow. Doggo finally drops it. It's Hope who finds the last shot. 2 more bullets left in the chamber, might be able to get something done. Flandre retreating, AL on the way out. CFO continue to work their way back.
How do you deal with the LeBlanc poke? AL, they're gonna have the Chemtech Soul on top of it.
TP mid. Rest forced to backdash. Moving up to the top side, threatening here, boys.
You're kind of blocked from your own base.
Kyle waiting over the wall. Oh my gosh, this is going to be devastating. Kyle goes over, immediate pop. Doggo tries to pull channel, but Kyle has the interrupt. Curtains calls, and now it's Shank and Flandre to follow up. CFO being routed, forced back. Hongq still standing. Doggo still alive for a brief moment, but it's the tag team of top jungle to tear him down. Hongq knocked out as well, and they don't need a Baron. They want the series. AL barreling down mid.
AL want that quarterfinal spot, and they're gonna take it.
AL with one final push, the patience. Once they had the lead for Shanks, there was no coming back for CFO. Rest versus the world, a few moments to watch the wave come in, but is AL taken out in game 1, bouncing back in game 2 and 3. They've taken down HLE, they've taken down Genji, and now it's CFO as they move on to the quarterfinals.